Hannah, there's a very bloody birthing scene early on. You never want to hear the words a lot of patching up during a birth. That's not a good sign. Can you speak to that depiction and choosing that scene to really set the tone?
Uh, yes. Yeah, first of all, I wanted to set the tone of the film very early on, so that was the technical reason. But but more deeply, what I did want in this film is to kind of show you might say also the kind of confusing or painful side of becoming a parent, first of all, becoming a mother, and what it, all the changes that might happen in your body very kind of unexpectedly, and how to deal with all these physical changes that could happen in your body if this baby that you have been so looking forward is kind of breaking your body, then how to accept that, how to then connect with this baby and your own body image that is somehow changed. So I wanted to explore that. And also, I'm often thinking that in films, we are very used to showing people dying or heads chopped off, but it's kind of a taboo to show people being born and head kind of pulling out. So, and it's the way we all kind of came to the world. So why is it a taboo? So that's why I wanted to show that.
I love that decision because we see birth often so romanticized in film. So this was
Yeah.
a an interesting stark look at how it can be different. Sadie, there's a pretty wild breastfeeding scene early on, and then we see the aftermath, and that's just the start of what this film really asks of you. Obviously, it's a movie and it's not actually happening, but there's still such a vulnerability in being depicted that way. Can you speak to your willingness as an actress to really just go all out for what this film asked of you?
Uh, like, do you mean like the physical parts or mentally? Like,
A little bit of both, because there's a lot of physical aspects, and then there's also just kind of embarrassing situations that you're put through, and you have to show, and you're very vulnerable in those scenes.
I think acting for me, it works like I I'm really exploring life all the time, and I I think I do everything I do really. I like to question, and I like to really think, and from all the angles. But at the same time, I'm certain that I have chosen this profession because it gives me the opportunity um, to really investigate and try out how it is to live a life and be a human being. And I couldn't do it in this way in any other profession. So maybe the answer is that I have chosen to be brave, even though I'm all the time really afraid of
Well,
everything.
it's quite the fearless performance. So you don't show up as afraid at all. And Rupert, I was curious. There are two scenes where blood is just splattered all over you. Can you tell me a bit about what that process is like an actor? Because that's gonna go right in your face, but you have to act like it's not. And the stakes
Yeah.
are also high because if you mess it up, there's a whole lot of cleanup involved.
Yeah. It's actually, Joe, it's a really hard thing. 'Cause you really don't want to anticipate it, but it's so hard to kind of turn your kind of instincts off. Because literally, I think in one of the instances, literally a mug of blood was just literally just chucked on my face. Um, so yeah, you really have to like. Don't know. I don't know. I don't think I ever. I still feel like I did slightly anticipate it. I'd love to have have another go at it. But it's something I definitely didn't master. But it's something there was a lot of blood in this one. Very kind of. I've not really worked with a lot of blood before, so this was kind of a new thing for me. But it's really sweet as well. I swallowed loads of it, and it was it's actually quite tasty.
No wonder the baby was drinking all the blood. It tastes so good.
Exactly. No, I don't.
Hanna, you make a very deliberate choice not to show the baby's face early on, and you use shadows so well during these key scenes. Can you speak to this challenge of making this cute little baby seem like the scariest thing alive? Because I thought you did that brilliantly.
Yeah, it was one of the most important choices was not to show the baby's faces, because babies' faces are cute. So that's one reason why I didn't want to show it. And also I wanted to share the experience of Saga's kind of like thinking that, is there something wrong with the baby or not? So I wanted to keep the audience wondering that. And what we see of the baby is it's kind of a little bit quite hairy. It has long fingernails, and it's on the edge of kind of still. It's possible. It's still normal. So I wanted to keep the audience kind of like on the edge, kind of like thinking that is this real or not? And it was very, very carefully pre-planned, exactly because we wanted to not to show the baby's face, and since babies generally are not scary, so how to shoot it in a way and use the sound design in a way so that it appears scary. And of course, we used a lot of animatronic, these kind of robotic puppets that were moved with rods and a little bit of real babies. So it was a combination.
I love it. And Seidi, at first, like Hanna was saying, viewers are unsure if there's something unnatural occurring or if it's just the mother struggling to bond with her child. It becomes obvious later on, but how did you play with that uncertainty as an actor? Like, does that factor into your performance when you know that viewers are going to be reading this multiple ways?
I think it's all the time the question that we don't know how other people see us. Like it's all the time that, at least I am. I don't know if you are, but like afraid that you are the only one who is feeling like this, and no one has ever felt like this before, and you are the only one and totally alone. And also the experience of not being heard and not being understood, and how scary it is. And then also maybe I connect also to this part of her trying to be in control of the reality, that my observations or her observations of the baby are more true compared to the father's observations. Like, what is the truth? And I think it's a real question, like in this reality, that we never know, like who gets to say that what is true. And
yeah, that's a wonderful point. And Rupert, my last question, there's always worries, excitement, and insecurities that come with having your first child. You've gone through that in real life. So how was it just conveying that unique mix of emotions and heightening it for this film once it takes a weirder turn?
Yeah, no, actually, it's very helpful thing to have experienced, because I mean, it is one of the most terrifying things a person can do, I think. And weirdly, the week I got the script for this, I found out I was expecting my second. So it kind of felt very kind of meta, and like it's probably not the wisest movie to make, just kind of learning that information. But actually, for me, it was really good. It kind of made everything feel quite kind of real, and it was, as I say, quite meta and useful to kind of draw upon. And I remember reading the birth scene, particularly for me, was one that I found really kind of traumatic and quite kind of palpable. That kind of anxiety, and because you never know, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the ending is going to be. It's such a dangerous and a beautiful moment. It's a horror movie in its own right, really. So that was something that I was really excited to kind of face head on.
That's a wonderful story. Thank you guys so much for your time today, and congrats on Nightborn. I really enjoyed the film. Thank you.